And if you haven't checked it out, I did a 9-part mini-series on Dave McCandless. So if you want to know about him and you were like Adam Thielen, you had no idea, that's because you weren't subscribed here. So make sure to change that.
Hey, I thought it was all over.
Nope. They roll coverage.
Okay, what is up, bro coverage? I am your host, Nick. Today, we're going to see what Adam Thielen has in his head regarding this offseason, the moves we've made, the previous season, the regime, everything like that. But without further ado, let's jump right into it right now.
We'll be playing for Dave McCandless, a seasoned NFL veteran, a very close friend of the show. He is coming off his first season in Carolina. Please give a warm welcome to Panthers wide receiver Adam Thielen.
Let's go, baby!
We got to give him his props here. Regardless, he was our wide receiver 1 last year, and even though I'm not the biggest fan of his, I think that he does deserve the credit that he got. There was obviously discussion of him being fed at one point, but he was Bryce's best option, so we just have to kind of take the grain of salt with it. This is also the same person that at the end of the year said that he thought that this team would be a Super Bowl contender.
Like, Carolina was the place to do that. I feel like there is a real chance to win a Super Bowl, and that gets me so excited.
So I think he's a little, off his rocker when it came to that statement, but otherwise he's been a good wide receiver. I'm excited to make him wide receiver 3 on this team because my goal is Deontay Johnson 1, hopefully a Ladd McConkey, a Donnie Mitchell, a Troy Franklin, or somebody like that to really take that wide receiver 2 position. And then obviously for Adam Thielen to be there, he'd be a fantastic slot receiver. But I want to hear his genuine thoughts, so I'm going to keep cutting him off.
Yo!
Adam, you are heading into your 12th.
Yeah. That's our McCandless energy. Let's go. We love it. Let's go.
Adam, you are coming off a 1,000-yard season in Carolina. I talked to you at training camp. You've been doing this for a long time now. And 2013, you're an undrafted free agent. And to have played as long as you have now in this league, what are your feelings going into yet another season as you get prepared?
I'm excited. I feel great. It's always good when you can come out of the season and you feel healthy. You can get right back to training, kind of get focused on your goals for the next year. Sometimes I forget what year I am. Going into year 12 doesn't sound right, but I'm excited about a new staff with a lot of energy, like you guys said. And just the people that he brought around. I've been able to be around some of them. They're just good people first, and then great coaches second. And just the little time I've been around some of the staff, you can tell that they're not just great people. They are really good coaches, and they love the game, and it's fun to be around.
One of the things that I want to give him credit for is, yes, 103 receptions, 1,000 yards, 4 touchdowns. Like, if that's a wide receiver 2 on somebody else's team. So that needs to be the baseline for our rookie coming in. Hopefully, obviously, I'd love for him to go for 1,000 yards, but he's probably going to be closer to Mingo. But if that's the case, Mingo's wide receiver 3, then Thielen is 2, Deontay Johnson 1, and then our rookie is 4, which means he's not going to get as much playing time. So it's going to be a real interesting dynamic there to see who's going to give, who's going to take. But I do want to keep bringing this point up. In fact, recently, I did a breakdown of David Tepper's original press conference. Here's a clip from that.
It's a matter of also things like high school games. And I kind of think that high school championships should be played in that stadium. That's what I think, okay? Because that's part of the community, bringing that in the community. I also think that there should be more. I don't want to screw up the field, but I think there should be more bigger events there, like, the right type of concerts, okay?
What's the right type of concert first? That's a weird thing to interject. And again, this whole concert thing, again, I have hindsight. April 1st, 2024. April Fool's Day. Again, you're going to get this on April 2nd. But all he's given us to this point is concerts. And who gives a shit about concerts? I was about to say conference. Who gives a crap about concerts when the football team is absolute garbage? But overall, I would say that not only is this team better than that team, This team is more prepared mentally. This team is just completely night and day difference. But the reason why I bring that, David Tepper's original press conference up is because he brought up something that he really wanted to bring the faith back into the Carolina Panthers. Now, I think he meant faith in the organization and all that other stuff, but we have seen Dave Canales, Brad Idzik, and a lot of other people, including Bryce Young, be very vocal about their personal religious beliefs and that faith. So that could also translate into somebody like him, somebody that is possibly a little bit more open with his religious stuff as well. So I think that that's something to kind of keep in the back of your mind. Obviously, a lot of teams are going to endorse that. Of course, I want religion to be freely practiced and everything like that. But I think it's odd that we're the organization that is going above and beyond to tell everybody that we are faith-based or that we have a lot of faith-based people. So I think that's something to really watch. But what can I really take? It's the Carolina Panthers, man. Take it with a grain of salt.
You've really been through it all, man. I can't believe you're that many seasons deep. It's crazy that it happened like that. But you've had so many teammates, so many coaches. That season, I'm sure, was very challenging. It was a tough year. But now you get this new head coach, not only in Carolina, but just new on the scene, like brand new Dave Canales. I know you're around Carolina. Have you been able to spend some time with him? And, tell us the vibe. You have so much insight in this. What's he like?
Yeah, spending the whole season, or I guess the off season here in Charlotte's been different for us. But kids in school and all that, it's a great city. But with that being said, I've been able to be around the facility, going there and train. Been able to be around Dave, Coach Canales, and really get to know him. And it's been really cool because before he was hired, I didn't really know a lot about him. I knew of him.
Oh, that means Adam Thielen is not a follower of Roll Coverage, because if you guys didn't know, I put out a breakdown video of Dave Canales when he was OC on the Bucks, talking about him and said that he was going to get people to look at him. I obviously said he was a little shifty too, because he's very kind of full of energy, so it can kind of seem jittery. So go back and do that. And if you haven't checked it out, I did a 9-part mini series on Dave Canales. So if you want to know about him and you were like Adam Thielen, you had no idea, that's because you weren't subscribed here. So make sure to change that.
Know a lot about him. So really to hear his background, his coaching background, maybe the little bit of chip on his shoulder he has from being overlooked for a lot of years, and what he's able to do with a lot of different quarterbacks that he had in his room over the years. It really impressed me. But again,
going back to Dave Canales' quarterback room previously, Geno Smith, Baker Mayfield, Bryce Young now. He's dealt with shorter quarterbacks previously, and then, of course,